Good afternoon to you. Residents of Phola Park here in Philippi say they are still shell-shocked after the latest fire ripped through the informal settlement late yesterday afternoon. Many of the residents telling us, speaking to us here, are saying that the fire started shortly after the power surged. They had just experienced load shedding, according to the residents, and shortly after that they've noticed that the fire started. Now, at the moment, I can tell you that disaster risk management officials are on site at the moment. We've seen just now bulldozers coming in, clearing the debris, but also we heard from community leaders that they were due to have had a meeting with the City of Cape Town officials on Wednesday following the fire that broke out on New Year's Day. Some of them disgruntled, saying that that meeting has not yet happened. We are reaching out to the City of Cape Town for their reaction and comment on this, but also I can tell you at the moment that humanitarian aid is currently taking place. Here behind me you'll see the gift of the givers. The humanitarian aid organization are at this hour assisting people with blankets, food, etc. Let me bring in now Ali Sablay, spokesperson for Gift of the Givers. Ali, it has been a busy week for yourselves as well as for city officials. The second big fire here in Phola Park, but also you've been to other fires around Cape Town. What do you know about the start of this fire, Ali? And you were on the ground here yesterday. Talk us through what has happened since.
As you correctly said, it's not the only fire we're dealing with. The first fire, we were on the 30th of December, was into noon. 106 structures, 200 people displaced. Saturday, the 31st, in Masipumalele, 22 structures burnt out, 74 people displaced. Unfortunately, 3 people lost their lives. And then the big one on New Year's Eve at 20 to 3 in the morning, when we received the first call, close to 300 structures burnt out, over 800 people displaced. One lady passed on. And then it was yesterday, our teams were busy on site here. We came to do an assessment with the community leaders of the first fire, where we came to take the names of the school children that will require new school uniform, new school stationery. Our teams reached the warehouse at 1 o'clock. At 10 past 4, I received a call from the community leaders. All he was saying is, fire, fire, fire. He then dropped the call. I phoned him back. He told me, Ali, please get your teams here immediately. There's another fire happening here at the moment with the strong winds. He informed us there was load shedding between 2 and 4. And when the power came back on, few structures caught alike. And with the winds, strong winds yesterday, the shack started burning rapidly. And when our teams got here yesterday, it was total carnage.
Now, Ali, at the moment, as always, when it comes to people in need, I see that you are on the ground here assisting with humanitarian aid. Talk us through what kind of help the community needs at this point.
Okay, Gift of the Givers teams are distributing hot meals, bottled water. As you know, always when there's fires, the taps burnt out, so there's not easy always access to water. We're providing bottled water, toiletry packs, baby care packs, blankets. And we will be sitting with the community, not today, because it's a bit chaos at the disaster site at the moment. We will be sitting with them during the week to see what learners, what children were affected here. And we're waiting for the families to come back from the Eastern Cape so we can have a structure ready. When the children go back to school, each one of them have a new school uniform and stationery. But you raised a very vital point at your beginning. How many more fires are we going to put out? Some of the people on the waiting list for 20 years. The population is increasing. Where in the past, where there was only 2 or 3 people living in the structure, has gone up to 10. People are literally bowling on every available space next to them. They are building double-story houses. And sometimes when the firefighters reach out to these areas to come put out the fire, they cannot gain access. Either the structure is built over the fire hydrant, there's not a gap to go through. So we're appealing to national government. It's by time you guys come onto the ground to come see what's happening. People are losing patience and what's happening on the ground at the moment is devastating. Children are left with trauma, not only for today, growing up as well. In the first fire, we spoke to one mother where she informed us 20 years ago, her mother was a victim of a fire incident. She was a fire victim and she prayed her children will never experience a fire. And on New Year's Day, her children experience a fire. It's going on from generation to generation. It's by time these people are given land. It's by time they are given proper housing, because we are dealing with a ticking time bomb. It's not only this informal settlement. There are many other informal settlements in Cape Town. If a fire occurs this evening, we will lose thousands of lives.
Ali, thank you so much for speaking to us there. Of course, a very sober message coming from the gift of the givers at this hour, making that appeal to national government, all spheres of government for intervention really in terms of the growing numbers of people that find themselves living in informal settlements, and when the weather is as hot and as windy as it has been in Cape Town over the past while. We've seen those fires. Alisa Blay just giving us an update there of the fires that started on the 30th of December, and then all week they've been busy having their hands full with trying to make sure, trying to lighten the load of the various communities who are finding themselves at the start of this new year without a place to stay. Children supposed to go to school in the next week or so, also many of them having lost everything but the clothes on their back, and saying that urgent help is needed with regards to housing, not just in this informal settlement, but informal settlements across the Western Cape.